Each year, Apple releases a new iOS for their iPhones and iPads, and this year was no different. The public beta was just released this week, so we're going to take a look at the top 5 features that you need to know about for the fall update. First up and most notable in iOS 11 is the new Control Center. Now taking up a full screen when you swipe up, the Control Center is now customizable. This means that you can pick and choose exactly what you want to be in the Control Center. By force pressing on certain buttons, you can accurately adjust the settings and get more options. And yes, Apple has now added a screen record button. Interestingly though, this doesn't notify people currently on Snapchat when you record their pictures or videos. I'm sure that Snapchat will update their app for this, but for the time being, do what you want with this new power.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Next up is the hidden dark mode in iOS 11. Inside of the settings, you can easily turn this feature on, which is currently called Smart Invert Colors. This can then be activated by triple clicking the home button. Once activated, it seems that all the colors are inverted except for pictures and app icons. This means that inside of the text message app, for instance, the background is now black. This feature isn't perfect yet, but hopefully Apple improves upon it to bring a dark mode to the new iPhone this fall. One feature that I was really excited to try out in iOS 11 was the new live photo effects. Now within the Photos app, you have the option to be able to change the cover frame for your live photos, as well as new effects. The loop effect loops the photo endlessly, the bounce effect makes the live photo play forwards and then backwards, but the effect that I was most excited for was the long exposure. Unfortunately with this effect, realistically you probably need to be using a tripod or have extremely steady hands for it to work. As you can see in a picture I took of fireworks, it ends up blurring everything because I moved my hands a little bit. I'll definitely have to experiment more with this effect, and maybe I'll even make a dedicated video featuring the long exposure effect. One of my biggest complaints by far with iPhones has always been that Siri absolutely sucks. If you need to do something basic, it works, but it's usually faster just to do it yourself. In iOS 11, Siri has received a refresh and seems to have received a much needed improvement. Siri now has a less noticeable robot voice, I guess, and can also understand the context of your questions if you ask her several questions. It's not Jarvis yet, but it's a step in the right direction. The App Store has also received a refresh in iOS 11 if you're into that. It now has a featured page that has articles about certain apps and new material design. I don't really know how I feel about this new update yet. It seems almost harder to find apps and games. I guess I'll see how it goes. It feels like the articles honestly take up space and they're trying to push certain content. With more use and time, I'm sure that I'll get used to it, but it's definitely not my favorite update out of the whole iOS 11. And there are a few notable new features that didn't make the cut for the top 5. In iOS 11, there is now a one-handed keyboard mode. This definitely has been a needed feature, especially when trying to text one-handed on the iPhone 7 Plus. Screenshots now appear at the bottom of your screen when you take them and allow you to quickly mark them up and share them with others, or just delete them. And the pull-down notification has changed to look the same as the lock screen. All of these changes and more come to the iPhones in the fall for iOS 11. If you want to install the beta on your iPhone, I'll leave a link in the description of where you can find it. In my previous video, I was giving away a D-Brand Black Dragon skin. The winner of the skin never responded to me, so it's up for grabs again. Subscribe to my channel and comment in this video, and that's all you need to do to win the skin. And make sure to respond to me if I message you that you've won the skin. And with that, you guys, I'll catch you in the next one.